Yo, what's up fam? It's your boy NoisySauce here, back with another tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get an 808 sound in Garageband that can be easily manipulated to fit your track.
Throwing some sauce on that beat.
Now, there's two main ways of getting an 808 sound in a track, and the first is getting a sample of an 808 that a lot of people make, can be downloaded and thrown into a sampler and pitched up and down. The second way is using a synthesizer, and that is the way we're going to be doing today. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get a sound that you're going to start manipulating. I'm going to go to synthesizers, bass, and pick this growling synth bass. That sounds a bit something like this, but we are going to manipulate that. So the first thing you want to do is take it to this deeper setting here. Get rid of all the delays. Make sure your keyboard sensitivity is at full here. And go to your controls. Now you want to turn off all of these cutoffs and filters, and drag these two XYs to the bottom left there. Sounds a bit something like that. Now, you want to turn your sustain all the way down, make sure your attack is all the way down, and turn your decay and your release up to about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Sounds a bit something like that. Now, in your EQ, we're going to turn on a low pass filter and drag it all the way down to about 500 hertz. Which gets that sound, which is getting a lot more 808-y. Now open up your plugin section here, and we're going to add in a compressor. I'm going to set this to 4:1. Set the attack to about 35 milliseconds. And just turn down the gain a little bit because it's pumped it up a bit. We don't want this getting too hot up here. Alright. Next up, we're going to add in a distortion. I'm going to use the overdrive, that comes standard with Garageband. Now here we can bump up that drive to get a nice overdriven sound, but we have to make sure that we drop the output as to not distort the track digitally. Now, how much of this drive that you use is really dependent on what kind of 808 sound you're after. We can go all the way up to that filthy modern 808 sound, or you can drop it right down. So it's just got a little bit of distortion at the start. Finally, we're going to add in a sub bass. And the settings that start with that are just fine for our purposes here. And that is how you get a nice sub-bass 808 sound. The ways you can manipulate this sound to fit your track is obviously changing the overdrive level here. You can change what overdrive you use, instead using a distortion, which get all kinds of different sounds from. And push it a little bit harder. And you can also increase the length of the 808 by increasing the decay and the release. To pick how you want it to sound. That is how you get an 808 sound in Garageband that you can manipulate easily to fit your track, and this is what it sounds like with the beat underneath it.